AfroSense welcomes you, and we're excited to be here with you, our beloved viewers. It has been long, but we meet again. Today I'm joined by my friend who will introduce himself, and you remember me as Brandon Safali, your host for the show.
Thank you, Brandon. I am Tawanda, Samatanda, who will be joining for this podcast.
And I'm excited to be with him. You know, we've known each other from kindergarten, and here we are today as returned missionaries of the Church of Jesus Christ of Latter-day Saints. And we remember the guy on the background. He's Elvis Kwaramba. You'll be, just communicating with us whilst on the background. However, you know this man. And he used to be.
Man is no presentation. He's in the background.
You know the man.
Hear the voice,
you know the man. And so we're excited actually to bring you this episode. We've taken much time to gather the information that we needed for us to present it to you. And we felt that it's a need for us to be here again to discuss this with you. And Tawanda, maybe the people want to know a little bit about you. Maybe where you served your mission, when you served your mission, and maybe how your mission has been for you.
Thank you, Brandon. Actually, I'm a child of record. That's the honest truth. I was born and raised in the church.
Yeah.
So that pretty much explains a lot.
Mm-hmm.
So I served my mission in Ghana, Accra. But before, it was COVID. I started my mission 2020 in May.
Mm-hmm.
So we were under lockdown, so I got a reassignment. I served 2 missions.
Mm-hmm.
I served in Harare, Zimbabwe. At the same time, I served in Ghana, Accra. So my mission has been quite interesting, yet challenging.
Mm-hmm.
I enjoyed the fact that on my mission, I got to have that personal study that was more meaningful.
Mm-hmm.
I got to study the doctrine better.
Mm-hmm.
I got to understand scriptures better as well, to an extent that, even explaining scriptures to people that we were discussing with was actually fun.
Mm-hmm.
That activity made me feel the love of my Savior. So basically, mission, as hard it is was,
mm-hmm.
I got to move through the stones that were difficult for me to push through when I was home before mission.
Mm-hmm.
And now it's a blessing.
Great. I think you can hear he's excited about this discussion that we're going to have today. And we love you, bro. And thank you so much for coming to the show.
Thank you, Baba, for coming. So just out of context, a quick question. Which years did you serve in Zimbabwe and which years did you serve in Ghana?
Oh, interesting. I served in Zimbabwe from 2020 in June. Till
2020 in June.
Yeah.
That's around COVID time.
That's around COVID time.
How was it?
Amen. There's nothing to say. COVID was quite hectic.
No, we understand.
We understand.
We understand. It's fine.
He's a COVID missionary.
Welcome to the show. Welcome to the show. We're excited to have you.
Yeah. Man, so I'm moving on with our show today. We felt an impression to discuss about the events happening in Zimbabwe. So in Zimbabwe, we've been introduced to a temple, and our prophet, who happens to be late, may he so rest in peace, Russell M. Nelson, announced that in Zimbabwe, we're going to have our own temple.
Oh, yeah. Hey, Brandon, we are now like... It wasn't President Russell M. Nelson who announced the temple.
Okay.
So a brief background, let me school you.
Look at him.
2016,
mm-hmm.
I think, if I'm not mistaken, that was the 4th of April General Conference 2016,
mm-hmm.
and it was still Thomas S. Monson. And by the time of this recording here, President Russell Nelson has been buried. Was it yesterday?
Yeah.
The 10th.
The 10th.
2 days ago.
2 days ago.
Yeah. So, may you so rest in peace. But we are proud that we know the plan of salvation.
Yeah.
We know he's somewhere.
We're celebrating his life.
Yeah.
Fulfilling another task in another role. He's been called to the other side of the veil. We use that.
Yeah.
So back to the story of the temple. 2016 April, that's when it was announced by President Monson. And then 2017, 18, 19, 20, I think the what do you call it? The groundbreaking happened around the 2020 or 2021.
2020.
2020, yes.
Yeah.
There's a
You
video
were on
also.
mission, eh?
Yeah, I was.
You were now on mission.
Yeah.
You went the right place. So 2020, that's when the groundbreaking took place.
Yes.
Yeah.
We had a video about that. I think I did a video about that. And then 2025, we got the news that it's going to be dedicated 2026, March 1st, by Elder Garrett W. Gong of the 12.
Okay, so he did his research properly. And thank you so much for highlighting that. 2016. So just think about the time that this temple has been announced until now. Why is it so important that we're having it now, having the, I don't know, the dedication happening in 2026 of March? Why is it so important that it took that long from 2016 until 2026 for the temple to actually come to Zimbabwe?
Well, I would like to look at in this point of view. You know, everything that occurs with for a reason, right? But the best reason that I would think of why it took that long, you know, the preparation of a temple, it's a holy ground where the Spirit of the Lord Himself dwells, right? So we'd like to take a look at, you know, by that period of time, the Lord was preparing the people,
The people,
not only church members, but the people of Zimbabwe on its own, right? We'll look at the people that are being prepared for that temple. We'll also look at the members as well who will be prepared, right? We'll also take a look at, you know, us people that are going to use that facility, the preparations that we're supposed to take in order for that facility to work.
So in 2016, I think in Zimbabwe, we only had something like what? 3 stakes? 2 stakes? 3 stakes. I think we only had 3 stakes. That was Marimba stake, Harare stake, and Bulawayo, isn't it?
I think it's 4.
So I think there were a lot.
There were a lot.
There was Gweru as well.
Gweru is under Bulawayo. Remember that.
Where was a stake? Man,
In 2016.
When I first served my mission 2014 to 2016,
Yes.
where was a stake?
Yo, so
At that time, it included Kwekwe Ward.
Yeah.
I think the Kwekwe is still under Gweru.
Yeah. But Gweru was a stake of, so we had 2 stakes in Bulawayo by the time I served.
So that is 2
in Bulawayo.
Okay.
And we had Gweru, and then Kadoma was a district, close to Chegutu. Then Harare was like Marimba, Harare. I think Harare East was
Harare East was
when I was on mission.
2016.
So it was
2016.
3. Yeah.
So
it was
3 in Harare.
Yeah, at that time.
At that time,
Yeah,
2016.
by the announcement of the team, yeah, it was 3.
So making it 6 stakes in
roughly, yes.
roughly
because
6
Mutare
stakes.
was also a district.
Yes.
If
So-
I like to think.
So from 2016 to now,
Fast forward to now,
we have a lot of stakes, and
Mutare is now a stake.
Bindura is a stake,
Dura is a stake.
and in Harare there is Harare East, Harare South, and there is Chitungu is a stake,
Harare stake.
and there is Harare stake.
Yeah.
Man, the church has grown since the announcement of the temple. So like you said, the people were being prepared for this upcoming temple. And I see the work of the Lord and His work being hastened. I feel like as Zimbabweans, we should be proud of this house of the Lord that's coming to us. And also I think, you know, by the time the temple was announced, most of us, I think we were not really ready to having it as a building. And I can say that because we were still young as well to really understand what was happening. And
You were young, I wasn't.
yes, Elvis, you
I
were
was
not
a bit shy.
ready. You were not ready,
I was
my
a bit
friend.
shy.
You were not ready.
By then I had gone through my endowment already. So,
Yes.
you know, you can bet. So let me tell you something. I think we've mentioned this from previously. When it was announced I was on mission, and that night, that evening,
You celebrated.
we celebrated. Everywhere. You can imagine like missionaries calling each other like, we did it.
Yes.
We did it. We did it. The temple is coming. So I wasn't young. You guys were young. I wasn't.
Yeah.
Personally, I was young. You know?
Yeah, I was young too.
I called my brother one time. I
If
was
you
like,
say personally, then what else? If we remove the word personally, what else can we? You were still young.
We were still young.
we were young.
Yeah.
No, you were. I wasn't.
I'm also thinking of the same thing about the preparation for the people. You know, in Bulawayo, there are now 3 stakes.
Yeah.
And they're actually working on the 4th stake currently. So think about it. Having 2 stakes in Blawayo then, and now there are 3 working on the 4th. I feel like it's something that's very important that this temple is coming. We actually need more temples in Zimbabwe, because after this one, the people are going to be flocking in there, and we're going to accommodate a lot of people. And having that in mind, we cannot only have one. I feel like we should have a temple everywhere. Maybe in Kwekwe, maybe in Gweru, maybe in Lawa, having those kind of, temples coming up. Because it's a blessing not only to the members, it's a blessing for the nation at large. And
what blessings are you promising to the nation?
man,
I know church members, yes,
they understand that.
They understand, but to the nation, what are you promising the nation?
So this becomes an attraction actually for not really tourists.
Tourists.
It's really a beautiful building.
Yeah, in terms of how it looks, the appearance, the architecture. I think it's a beautiful building. But there are also other blessings maybe we cannot overlook.
True.
Like bringing a temple. Imagine, this is more to say that the Lord is planting His house in Zimbabwe.
Yes.
So having a house of God in the country, already that shakes the world. The world. It's already a bold statement to say, because this is actually
a house of
the Lord.
So imagine that is a huge blessing that we cannot overlook.
And but there's only one blessing I can think of.
For the nation or for the people
of
the church?
People.
For the nation, right?
I'm not sleepy. Every day I'm thinking and imagining the day the temple will be operational and how, my relatives will have to go through the temple. Like, for instance, I have my grandma. My grandma, I'm really waiting to have that endowment session, go through with her. Go through all this.
Even my grandma.
Even yours.
Yeah.
And
for me, I'm covered.
You're okay.
90% of your household have been to the temple already. No, but I can't imagine going, with my relatives, like the elder. My grandma, the disadvantage is, she's so old. I think born around 1939. So she doesn't have a birth certificate, but she has an ID. So we don't know what channels to explore to make sure she has both documents. But acquiring a passport, that's like complicated
for her.
So imagine having a temple just 15 minutes away in Ireland.
You can actually walk. You can walk. You can walk.
No.
I'll explain this. As kids, when we would have
I know we used to have like youth conference.
Exactly.
In what? But
this is 2025.
We can't walk.
In-drive is cheap.
Even in-drive might cost you around $7 to $10. But if you're going to use public transport, that's probably $50 to 50 cents to $1.
Yeah.
Between 50 cents and $1. Yeah.
So imagine.
Walking? No.
So before this, we would go to South Africa, Johannesburg Temple.
Yeah.
And
I remember last trip I went.
You went
last
there.
October.
Yeah,
and
you
I
went.
came back with swollen feet.
October last year. That makes it a year.
Yeah,
since you've been to the temple.
What's the day today? 12.
Yeah.
Yeah, I was there at the temple between 8 and 10. I think 8 and 10.
So.
No, I was there 7th. I left this country 7th, boarded a bus by Roadport. I arrived on I left on the 6th, 6th. I arrived on the 7th, which was a Monday, if I'm getting the dates correct. And then 8th, we sealed, my wife and I and my son. The 9th, it was a Wednesday, we also went in for other, proxy baptisms, endowments,
Yeah.
And then Thursday, we're on our way back. So that's the 10th. Yeah. So that's exactly a year.
So you'd have to go through that for you to actually arrive.
The bus, I don't know who was special to get an airplane ticket. The bus was crazy.
So you would have to get a bus from Zimbabwe to South Africa for you to go and do your personal endowment, sealing, and all the other ordinances that you'd want to perform in the temple. And now that's brought to your doorstep. So that temple for the members in the church has been brought to your doorsteps. So what do you think are the preparations that we can actually do as members of the church to have this?
No, actually, what does it mean?
To have a temple at your doorstep.
What will change?
What will change? I'm thinking maybe. This is my...
Yeah, continue thinking.
Yes.
Next to respond.
Okay, cool. You guys will respond. But I think conversion, I know that we do not have any power or authority to convert people. But the Spirit of the Lord will be, amidst us a lot. Because His house has come in our country, for our nation. So now having that house, conversion would actually be more rampant than, just thinking, I know that temples are there. I know that the temples are the houses of the Lord, without a full experience of actually being at it. So having it will have you an accessibility to go and attend into it. So having that will bring more conversion unto the people. I feel like for the members, it will bring conversion.
Okay. My opinion is quite different.
You're also thinking, right?
No, this is
Enlighten us.
This is how I see it. A temple is like a catalyst that is added to speed up the chemical reaction.
Okay.
Right.
Scientist.
Unfortunately, I'm not a scientist.
Okay. Yeah. Okay.
So, would like to take a look at the personal growth of an individual. Right. We tend to discover that without a temple in Zimbabwe, our growth was quite limited, because we'd have to travel from Zimbabwe to South Africa for other growths too.
You mean growth in terms of like making covenants?
Exactly.
That are only accessible in
the temple.
Yes.
Okay, right. So that's for members. Now growth is quite possible, just because you can board a combi from Mavugu all the way to Highlands just for it.
But don't you also think in that regard, don't you also think that now we're going to have a temple closer? We are happy, we're celebrating.
True.
But don't you think that we're going to be speeding up these things of just sending people to the temple because it's closer, without having them to go through like extensive preparation,
that you would go through
like
several
temple preparation classes. You would have, the process. It was a rigorous process.
Yeah.
Do you think that having a temple close by, we would indulge in just, enjoying sending people to the temple even without them learning more or depth of knowledge?
I would feel like, this is a good opportunity for us to learn more before the temple is even dedicated on its own. Right? So we still have time that is quite enough for us to learn about temples before we even begin thinking of who is going to go, or is he ready enough?
No, but once it's operational, when those ordinances happening, there is no room.
We would want them to at the same time
I'm targeting on taking my grandma the first day.
Imagine.
You are not alone.
You think there's anyone who's like, I will give myself time to learn about it, then I will go.
That's why
the excitement will be, people will be flocking.
That's why
I'm already seeing like bookings already full. We're like, sorry,
imagine
more people. The capacity has reached maximum for this session. Please come back tomorrow for another session.
So we border different countries as well. And those countries, their members, they would be coming to our temple.
True.
And we have our local members flocking to the temple. So I feel like what Elvis is talking about,
like I'm not here.
The preparation.
It's expressing my things like I'm not here. This is speech censorship.
Pardon me.
No, it's okay. You can go on. You can go on. Try to be me.
The preparation that he's talking about is the spiritual preparation.
Yes.
And like preparing the people to enter the temple.
The temple.
So would that be, they rushed? I don't even know the right words to use. Like, yes, we are happy that the temple is closed.
Would be hastened.
But currently,
yes.
People have been putting in like a lot of effort.
True.
And a lot of preparation. There was a lot going on, like in terms of preparing to go to the temple.
Go to the temple,
including travels, including what. And the spiritual part was like big.
True.
And you know what?
I think, Elvis, it took us 10 years for the temple to come through. From its
the date of announcement to now. Yeah, that's exactly true.
And so look at it. I think we are ready now. we are ready than before for this to actually come to
the
us.
temple, we are ready. We have
Yes.
ordinances waiting, but that means we are ready. But I'm just worried about also like preparing people to attend the temple. Remember, who was it? Was it President Oaks during this general conference?
Yeah.
He said, President Nelson loved to announce temples.
Yeah, he did.
But he sort of like hinted that he's going to work on like preparing people to attend the temple.
I feel
Because, we have a chapel right now and we are shooting from a chapel. And do you know how many people, flock daily into a chapel? Like the traffic is huge.
Yeah.
Like people tend to go in, out, in, out, in, out, in, out, like they're huge numbers. At the same time, we expect the Harare Temple to be busy. Yes, that's no question at all.
Yes, true.
We expect it to be doing like loads of ordinances because that's what it is there for.
I feel like it's going.
But also the traffic itself that we enter into there. I don't know how best, not us as a podcast will do this, but I know leaders across the country
I feel like
want to put more effort in preparing people to attend the temple.
Yeah.
We are not judges of people's worth.
We're not.
Yeah,
I feel like on the day of its dedication and then it starts working, I feel like the peak is going to be like at max.
Yeah.
Everyone is just going to be like, I want to go there.
Do you think it will drop after certain few weeks?
After certain few years, I feel like it's going to, to be, because I feel like Elvis, we have our families that we need to go and do endowments for and all those other things that are done in the temple.
Yeah.
And imagine, so we have those people and then the first 6 months is going to be something else. It's going to be hectic. It's just like a chapel. When it's open, the first few days, everyone is just like going in there. Like, I want to see what's in there. We want to see exactly what's going on in there.
Yeah, we'll go in as tourists the first time.
Exactly. And then with time, you get used, Guti, you know what, I have to be at the temple every week. It's not like you want to do everything every day. This has come to us and it's never going to be taken away from us. So I feel like it's...
What are you saying?
I'll have a look.
Never be taken away from us. Stop declaring some things.
Do you think the temple will be taken away from us?
I didn't say that, but you can say that too.
Yeah, but it's not going to go away. Zion has come to...
We don't know.
Zion is...
We don't know that it's not going to go away. We don't know.
I believe that it's not.
Well, that's according to you.
Yes, I believe. Because,
these people refer to the disclaimer. This is Brendan's words.
So, looking at what Elder Holland said, he said that Zion, back in the day, we learned that the people were going to Zion. Our pioneers, they would go to Zion. But now Zion has come wherever the saints are. So now we are Zion. Here is the chapel. It's a Zion. Right? So that's what I'm referring to, that the temple has come to us. The Lord has remembered his children in Zimbabwe. Hence, he's given his house unto us. So that promise has come to be fulfilled. The Zion is going to be wherever the saints are. We are hoping that in Mozambique, a temple is going to come. We are hoping that everywhere.
No, your hope is already fulfilled in a way. Because Mozambique, I think it's under construction.
It's under construction.
Yes.
Yeah.
So you see, we want temples everywhere. And that's a blessing that every member of this church. Unless you don't want temples everywhere.
I didn't say that. It's just that you're playing around with some words like you're declaring this.
It's not a declaration.
We are not demanding something from someone, right?
True.
Because when you say we want temples, you're actually telling the brethren that we want a temple.
No, but then
I understand the need for the temple.
Yeah.
The church does, even by revelation or through revelation, they will announce where a temple can be built.
Yes.
And
it took a lot of preparation for this announcement to actually happen. In Zimbabwe, there was a lot of preparation for the temple to actually come. And you would see...
You know the funny part? I think around 95, I was young.
Yeah.
So I'm quoting from credible sources that said this. 95, I think, when President Gordon B. Hinckley visited the country. You remember the old Highlands Chapel?
Yes.
You remember how it looked like?
Yeah.
Yeah, I heard that he came and he met the saints there. There was like some sort of conference or whatever.
Yeah, bro.
And then we heard that he did say that one day this road is going to be closed. Like, the road that's no longer being used now. That they opened their Backway Road, right?
Yeah.
The Enterprise Road is. So we now have an old Enterprise Road and a new Enterprise Road. So that section of the old one has been closed.
Because of?
See, the prophet saw it. And two, he actually hinted that one day a temple will be built here, like referring to that area on the highlands.
True. And isn't that a blessing? If it's a prophecy that has been fulfilled, I would just want to go back to my words that this blessing cannot be taken away from the people. It cannot be taken away from the saints because they really needed it.
True. There's some.
No, we really need it. Why are you excluding yourself from
No, I am there. They. I am the T. I am the T in they. Yes, but I think you actually see my point.
But I wonder what role we can play, though. Sorry to cut you off. But I wonder what role we're going to play, like personally. Have you ever thought about personally what you will do to make sure that the temple keeps running? What you will do to make sure that, it's going to be as busy as it can.
Yeah, I'm going to gather the names, man.
You
haven't done that yet?
I have, but then I'm going to continue. I'm going to continue, man. So my huge family tree, my other family members, they're not in Zimbabwe. So I have to do a lot of research for me to outside. Malawi. Yo.
Yeah, imagine. I know the feeling. Most of us were all descendants from Malawi.
So having those people's names is going to be, a huge act to play. I don't know about you, but I'm still going to go further with my family tree.
But there's a lot that I was thinking of, when we were talking of preparing the people. If we are not going to rush them to enter into the temple and stuff. I started posing questions to myself, before we even talk of the people on their own. What preparations am I taking now that is preparing me to go to the temple?
Yeah.
And show my Father in heaven that I'm actually willing. I've seen that you have said, oh, this is a blessing to you.
Do I get to answer that? Of course, get married.
Oh yeah, Tawanda.
We are kidding. Go on.
So, as I was thinking of that, I was reminded, recently I've been attending family meetings and family, these functions and stuff. I was talking to one of my father's brother. My uncle. I posed the question. I was like, "Oh, can you briefly explain how my grandfather was? I just want to understand him better because he died when I was young. Fortunately,
May he so rest in peace.
He will, and we hope he is resting in peace. So he started.
We know there is no rest.
So I started talking to my uncle about it, and he mentioned something that was interesting.
Yeah.
He said, "Son, there's a lot that you need to do. First, work on the people you play with. Before you even start talking of these forefathers of ours, you need to start talking of who are you socializing with, who are you going to be mingling with. Is your language uplifting others? Are you willing to follow your Father who's in heaven?"
So in other words, he was just telling you to keep the commandments.
Basically, yes, but there's something important that he stated. He's like, the greatest blessing that will come to you is when you understand your identity.
Yeah. So you're referring to the members and us as well, that we should know our identity. Indeed. And understand it. There is a difference between knowing and understanding, isn't it?
True. Yeah.
Yeah. So I may know that I'm a child of God, but really understanding the depth and the meaning that it brings, it's actually something else.
True.
So we should prepare for this blessing. Temple is a blessing.
Prepare how?
Keeping the commandments.
Like how? Personally, what are you going to do?
Man, what I'm doing, not going.
Do you think that the temple would need like people to serve in there?
Yeah, the people.
Are you looking forward to that?
To doing that?
Of course, volunteering in the temple because it's going to need that.
True. Yeah, man.
We don't have people dedicated to be working in there. I know people have been called as
temple workers.
No, there's a temple worker and then there's like
ordinance workers. Yeah.
Is it a job or is it a calling? I don't know. But those people are just like a handful of people.
Yeah, there's just a few.
They'll probably not be able to cover like the big traffic we were expecting.
True.
Think of it. Harare East Tech is like 3,000 membership. And come to tell you what, right now we are singing about baptisms. Right?
Yeah.
Come the day that the temple is operational. There's going to be someone being baptized today, receiving priesthood the next week, going to the temple the other week for baptism. Once they reach a year or almost somewhere there, endowment,
yeah.
if they are of the right age. So you see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So if you are a local ward leader or a state leader, you'll be sending these people to who?
Volunteers. I think.
I like
So
that.
you need to send people to the temple.
Yeah, but
Go and do ordinance.
Yes.
But you also need to send volunteers
to go. Yeah.
that will go and work and make sure that the work is being done.
yeah, that's a fact. That's true. So that lies in our, local leaders. And us personally, we're just going to prepare and offer ourselves a sacrifice that we may be able to, do these ordinances for our beloved brothers and sisters. And yeah, so that's a lot to do. Sacrificing our time to actually go to the temple and do these things is going to be a need, especially for the people in Zimbabwe, for the members in Zimbabwe. So it's not only you, Tawanda, that's thinking of this. It's also me, it's also Elvis, and a whole bunch of other people as the members of the Church of Jesus Christ of Latter-day Saints. But Tawanda, what blessings have you noted since the, I wouldn't say the announcements, rather, since knowing that the temple is going to be open next year?
Well, I would say my family is one of the greatest blessings that I'm receiving. I'm not going to say much of it. It's quite a personal experience.
I feel like he's getting married, this guy.
But I would say my eyes were opened to discover certain things that I was not seeing.
Yeah.
I would take a look at how I saw my family before the dedication of the announcement of the temple. I used to say, but Mom, why did you separate from my father and stuff? Questioning how the relationship was like. With the temple, I got to understand something. I was actually looking at families, and, the ceiling part, and stuff. And one thing that I got to understand was, whatever that occurred to my family occurred just because these two, they didn't get along. But the greatest blessings that is coming is we understanding that my father loves me, my mother loves me, and both of their efforts, despite they are separate, it's quite helpful for me to nurture my own family. I would want to get sealed and make sure that I stay with my family for this life and eternity.
Man, that's an impactful statement. And I feel like the listeners and the viewers, they will take this lesson that doesn't matter the challenges that you're facing. It doesn't matter where you are, and doesn't matter whether we come from broken families. What matters the most is our eternal perspective. And that perspective leads to having to dwell with our Heavenly Father in heaven. So that's a blessing. Your eyes have been opened to see that, you don't have to stop trying. You don't have to, just let things be just because you were brought under certain circumstances.
True.
We can actually change because our Heavenly Father has given us the strength to do so. So for me, I think also having the temple announced, I think I've grown the desire to really wanting to know more than I knew before. And hence I'm doing my daily scripture study. I've given myself a task to actually finish the Book of Mormon twice. And if I can go on thrice maybe before the temple actually opens. So I want to really learn more of the ordinances that happens in the temple and all that. So I'm taking myself to maybe become very, very ready for this coming temple, man?
There's something that I was actually preparing myself to. I started taking a look at the Old Testament time. So this is the preparation that I'm personally taking. The Old Testament, these temples, they used to be called tabernacles. I started taking a look at the history that occurred in tabernacles all the way down till Jesus Christ came and he built his first temple. In Jerusalem there. People, they started doing their dealings there. There's one thing that I loved the most, in that temple. It should be in the book of John, somewhere there, last chapters of John, when Jesus Christ told his disciples that they should go in the temples and get endowed with power. I asked myself, how much am I being this person who doesn't know much? But there is this blessing that Heavenly Father has for me, but probably I know this little much of this thing. Why not start looking at history of temples in Old Testament, all the way down to the current temple that is going to be announced, that is going to be dedicated in Zimbabwe in March 1st. So with that effort alone, you actually discover that by the time the temple is going to be announced, probably the knowledge that I have acquired would nature me differently, to appreciate, this temple, rather than just seeing it as the house of the Lord. But I have to appreciate that this house is the house of the Lord with everything I have.
What about you, Karamba?
Actually, enough about the temple in this way, right? I'm just thinking, right? And time is no longer on our side.
Yeah.
Okay.
The temple, let me say this and then we'll close off by playing a little game. We have questions that we might want to address and want to spice things up.
Okay.
I would say I'm excited to have the temple close by. One of my goal right now is to go and volunteer in the temple. Whenever I get time, like to go and do it. If I'm permitted to lead the session, I will go and do it. Because I feel that we need people, we need manpower for that temple to be operation.
True.
We need people coming. And imagine you have sessions from morning, afternoon, evening, all those 3 sessions.
Yeah.
You need like a lot of work from people, both volunteers and both people that are coming to benefit from ordinances. And lastly, I would think, I know that having a temple close by is going to help us, regularly attend the temple. That's something we've been missing for a time.
Yeah.
Probably we've been going to the temple once a year, sometimes once for every 5 years. We haven't been going or attending the temple that much. So having it close by, the temple recommend is going to work. If that people on the reception is going to tell you that you have been here enough times, let it be so. No, I'm serious. Man, I don't know if there's a database somewhere of if they keep track of who came in,
who's coming in, who's coming out.
But around that time, Baba, the temple recommend is going to work. We've gone from a time when we used to keep temple recommends in our pockets, in our wallets, or in the house, just for the sake that when we have a temple recommend, we are worthy to attend the temple, whether we are going to the temple or not. And the temple has been far away. Now the temple is close by. You think we'll get time to keep that temple recommend indoors?
No.
It's going to work over.
It's going to be with us.
It's going to be with us. Yeah, you probably carry your temple recommend going to town because you think that along the way
you pass by.
To pass by the temple.
Fortunately, now you can have a temple recommend online.
Yeah, the mobile
one. Yeah.
Thanks to that. Hey, lately the LGS tools has been doing so much.
Yeah.
Even the Patrick blessing.
Yes, you can actually read it from online.
All right, Tawanda, thank you for coming. But before you go,
okay.
The reason we have you 2 people in the set and me in the background is we want to play a game with you guys.
Okay.
So the game is called Excitement Buzz.
Okay.
Right? So I'm going to be asking questions.
Okay.
Feel free to answer.
Okay. Or feel free.
Yes, feel free to answer.
Let's go. Let's do it.
So first question, anyone wanna take it? One word to describe the temple. Brandon.
Beautiful.
One word.
Love.
Love.
Yeah.
Hey, this guy is singing.
I told you.
All right. What color comes to your mind when you think of the temple?
White.
Okay. What song fits the temple dedication?
Zion, Zion.
Yeah, it seems like Tawanda is with a different opinion. What song or what hymn fits the temple dedication? That you would wish could, if you were the one who's being asked to tip a hymn, dedicate the hymn, what hymn would that?
I would go for the children's songbook.
Which one?
I love to see the.
No, but who would be in the temple already in that moment?
That song alone, it has, meanings behind it.
Okay.
Yeah. Growing up.
I'm going there
someday.
But you are there.
That's a song, eh? Not everyone is going to be there.
I don't question your answer. But I just wish that we would sing with the Spirit of God and would see angels flying around.
Number two.
Him too.
Like what happened is, you remember the dedication of the Catholic Temple?
Yeah.
Man, the way angels. Alright, let's go on. First place you would take first place you would take a friend during the open house.
The first place?
The first place you would take a friend to
The ceiling.
during the open house.
The ceiling.
I'm guessing it's a lady friend.
You've been hinting.
Thinking about this one.
Me, I think
first place you would take a friend during the open house.
Man, I'll the baptism room.
Or the baptistry.
Yeah.
Okay.
I'm telling you straight up.
Are you taking back your answer?
No. I was still. Mine is Satan.
Okay. Next question. Who are you most excited to invite to the open house?
My wife.
Does that stand as an invite?
Okay, cool.
When we say invite, we're looking at like outside your immediate family. Come on.
Obviously, me, I'm going to invite
It's not obvious.
my friend.
Your friend?
Yes.
Who?
Rico.
All right. Okay.
Tawanda, we know he's going to the ceiling room, so he's already invited
Who
someone.
are you most excited to invite to the open house?
Right. Yeah, this question.
Should we skip it?
Thank you.
You are allowed to say skip it.
Yeah, we can
Pass.
All right, pass.
Yeah.
Okay, fine. One thing. I'll keep on dropping more and more.
Okay.
What's one thing you wear to the dedication?
A suit and a gown.
Suit and a gown?
She's getting scared. This
Suit
guy.
and a gown? Dude, a suit and a gown?
Yeah.
Please explain.
We'll be wearing white.
Yeah, I know it will be white. But
Yes.
gown? What do you mean
White.
gown?
It's a white gown.
Like your friend will be in a gown.
Yeah.
Wow.
This guy's planning on getting married to the day of the dedication of the temple. Alright, if you could say one thing to the prophet right now, I know currently with President Oaks was like the president of the Quorum of the 12.
Yes.
But I know we already know the pattern. He's going to be the prophet.
If you know.
So,
you know.
if you could say one thing to the prophet about the Harare Zimbabwe temple right now, what would it be?
Thank you.
That's actually thoughtful. I didn't even think of that. Yes, Dad.
Thank you so much for bringing this opportunity and privilege for me to not go far.
Is that one thing?
That's one thing.
That's two. There is an end.
That's a sentence, one thing.
But there is end.
No, that's a one sentence.
a one thing.
That's a full sentence of one thing.
Yeah.
Okay, let's go. What will you do on the day of the dedication morning?
It's going to be difficult.
I just addressed the question, Baba. You're going around.
I'm thinking of it. No, I'm not going around. I'm thinking, what's one thing that I'm going to do?
What will you do on the day of the dedication morning? 1 March 2026. In the morning, maybe you hear that the service is starting at 10. What will you do from 6?
6 to 10.
Yeah.
Obviously, for me, I would take my time to study scriptures.
Okay.
That's one thing I'm gonna do.
I'll be starting mine on the road.
So this one thing I've been thinking of it. I'll make a phone call
To confirm if they're coming.
Hint?
It's hinting, bro. Yeah.
Another hint that you. We not break the news on this podcast. No. All right. Another one. How many times will you take a photo in front of the temple?
As many times as I
We
can.
need a number.
How
Like
many?
on that day, how many times will you take a photo in front of the temple?
You
Or how
know,
many times are you planning on taking a photo in front of the temple?
you know,
Like a selfie, a groupie.
I've never.
You know what? This one is difficult, Elvis. Let me explain a little bit.
Okay.
We're going to meet a lot of people. We're going to meet our friends from Mutare, our friends from Kwekwe Kadum. All those people, man. So that's a picture that we're going to be taking. So for me, I
Just one
count-
person out of the game. Do you think we need to go there and be like filming short reels and what? Not on the dedication, but the open house. Do you think we'll get an invite?
We could.
It would be nice just to
It'll
go, and
The first glance.
The
glance.
Anyways, it's a surprise we do that. So, last question.
Okay.
Because you struggled to answer the previous.
Yeah, that one is hard.
Describe this is going to be fine. Describe your excitement in a sound effect or a short shout.
Woo! Oh, he's hinting.
Yeah, he's a-
Oh, this guy. But thank you guys. Thank you so much for coming.
This guy's a crazy one. Yeah.
I enjoyed this.
We won't ask him of the name of the person. We won't, because we want to get ourselves in trouble.
Thank you.
All right.
All right. So thank you so much for your time, guys, and thank you, Tawanda, for joining us for this show. And the guy on the background, thank you so much for schooling us a little bit.
They'll get used to this.
It's okay.
Someone in the background talking, not in the video. But if they want to see my face, they can go and watch the previous videos.
Oh yeah, we'll invite you one day. So yeah, thank you so much, and I hope that you guys will get this message that the temple is coming, and all the blessings that we've outlined. We couldn't outline all of them, but we did our part. And
but also remember, this is a 10-part series of the temple.
Yes.
So this is just the beginning. We'll be inviting a different guest every week just to talk more about the temple, what it means to them. So thank you so much, Tawanda, for coming.
Most welcome.
So before we shout bye-bye, we're giving you a minute just to express. You take this as an opportunity that you are on national TV and radio. And you are asked to talk about the temple, how you feel about it, how excited you are. In 1 minute, what are the words that you like to part?
Well, I don't have much, 1 minute might be long. But
no, 1 minute. 1 minute. It's 1 minute. The listeners of Afro Saints podcast right now want to hear from you.
Yeah.
In under 1 minute or in like exactly 1 minute.
Thank you.
Share with us your excitement in words.
Under 1 minute is enough. I'm thrilled. I'm moved a lot with this announcement. I hope to get a lot done before that day. And yes, it's going to be done. That much I know, and I've prepared much about it. So that's how excited I am. Just knowing that I'm going to move myself as much as I can, just to make sure that I'm ready for the day.
Is that under 1 minute?
Is that allowed to laugh?
He's going to do a lot, and we know what's a lot. Cheers, guys, and we thank you for your time.
Bye. Get you the next time.